Hey friends, it's me, Kyle. And you can see I have a friend too. She'll introduce herself in a minute. We are here with a 5-part series that we're calling Reclaim. Oh, just that word gets me excited because it just feels like it's passed me a lot of power, like power that I own and sometimes don't tap into. So we're here, 5-part series. The goal is just about 3 to 5 minutes of some information that we can pass on to you to also step into the power of the word reclaim. Shelly. Oh wait, who am I? Just in case you don't know me, I should tell you who I am. I write like it's like you write these things down and then I'm like, oh come on. I like delivered and then forgot. I'm Kyle. For those that don't know me, my name is Kyle Moss and I'm a joyful mindset life coach. And I love saying that out loud, but ultimately I offer one-on-one and group coaching to talk about how to shift your perspective and how to ultimately tap into your own unique joy. So that's me. Okay, Shelly, who are you?
My turn. Hello, I'm Shelly Pinamaki, and I am a chaplain. I'm also the founder of Seeking Hope. We are a crisis intervention workshop teaching model, and we step into the crisis, the things that are going on in your life, and help you walk through those. And that's why Kyle and I work hand in hand really well together, because we tag team. And there's always those points in your life where you need to do that. And so we're going to talk about reclaiming. So in your emails, you guys got worksheets. There's several of them. So we're going to start off by talking about 2020 and the dumpster fire. 2020 has been a dumpster fire. Or maybe it's not that you're a dumpster fire, but that you've got one that's going. And whether it's in full raging, blown out mode, or whether it may be smoldering, depends on your resiliency. And that's something that we're going to cover and we're going to talk about during this time. So get out your worksheet, at least the first one, so that we can get started.
Yes, I love it. So like Shelly said, this has been a crazy year. Like, let's be honest. Let's say it out loud, because I think when we ignore it or we refuse to like step into the fact that it just is, that's when we stop ourselves and we freeze ourselves in place. So Shelly, can you talk a little bit more about like, I've heard the term kind of like disaster or like dumpster fire has almost become part of our vernacular because of all of us almost collectively being forced into, like, I don't know if we call them like trauma or just kind of crazy circumstance after extreme circumstance. So before we say goodbye on this portion of our 5-part series, can you just tell us, is there a power in just acknowledging the fact that there's a dumpster fire going on? And maybe is there a way that you can give us like a tip or a trick on how to step into that acknowledgement itself?
Well, acknowledging it is the first thing that we need to do. When you're in the midst of a bad situation, the best thing that you can do is acknowledge it, identify it. What is it that's really going on in your life? We are overwhelmed with emotions. We're overwhelmed with anxiety. And we look back at what's going on in our life, and sometimes we're like going, I just got to plug on through. We're famous as ladies here to be able to say, you know, put your big girl panties on and keep moving. You know, but sometimes we need to stop. We need to acknowledge where we're at, find out what the resources are around us. So let's take a look. And when we're using that first worksheet about what's in your dumpster fire, right now, the entire globe is suffering a pandemic. We've got elections coming up. Your kids are out of school and may not even be returning to school in the fall. Right? We have job loss, we have divorce, we have people that are sick, there's cancer, there's things that are going on. There's our real seniors in the environment. You may have a grandmother or even a parent that is in a senior facility and you're not being able to have that interaction. Let's identify really what's going on. When we can put a name to it and we can acknowledge it and we can recognize it, that is the first major step to being able to move forward, because then I have something I can deal with. I have something that I can work on. And it may be people. I'm having a rough communication time with my teenager. I'm having a hard connection time with my husband or my wife, whatever it may be. You have to identify what it is. And sometimes that's a little more difficult than others. And so that's why we want you to brainstorm out what are the things that are going on in your life right now. And it could be that disaster closet that we just kind of put things in and shut the door, and put things in and shut the door. And I'm sitting here and everybody's talking about doing home repairs and taking care of stuff. I still have got that closet full. Well, that's your dumpster fire. So let's open it up and say, what's inside? And are you holding on to things that necessarily shouldn't be in your dumpster? They actually should be in someone else's. So are you taking responsibility for someone else's things? Someone else's problems? They don't belong in your dumpster fire. So if we sit down and write them all down, brainstorm them out, then you can acknowledge them and put them in their right place, which is going to lead us into our second video. So I hope you stay tuned. I'm looking forward to it. Kyle?
Oh, I love it. Well, and I want to leave everyone with a question, just a very, very basic question as you listen to this quick snippet of our information on reclaiming. Have you acknowledged, or maybe even can you acknowledge that there is a dumpster fire taking place? That's it. I want you to go away with that, my friends. Can you acknowledge, or have you already acknowledged that there is in fact a dumpster fire? Stay tuned. We'll be back with a few more minutes of how to reclaim in just a short time. All right.
Reclaim.
Bye.